That's great.
Let me see.
Andrew's upgraded. I mean, evolved.
I can't even think of a good Andrew Meowth name fusion.
Man.
Meow.
Yeah.
Meow.
Andrew, today I'm going to teach you something. I'm going to show you how to play Smoke on the Water.
You want to play Smoke on the Water?
I'm going to show you how to play Smoke on the Water, boy. You're going to get schooled. Gabe, this is why I'm superior to Andrew when it comes to guitar. I can play those high notes.
Oh.
I learned last week.
How can we not believe
in you? Which is really
in
cool.
you?
It's remarkable that I learned that fast, according to my teacher. He's been playing for like 3 months. So.
Your teacher's been playing for 3 months?
Yeah, he's really good.
He stays a week ahead of me in the lessons.
First
string, 4th fret.
First string, 4th fret. Got it.
Second string, 3rd fret.
Got it.
And just play the top 4 strings.
The top 4 strings? Okay.
Isn't that pretty?
That's pretty hot.
Wait, that wasn't funny.
Wait.
Ed,
And now you're sing it.
Ed, play it once and then slide those fingers down towards the neck, 1 fret, and then play it again.
I didn't do anything.
No, you have to play it again.
I don't care if I ever get back. Root for the home team. If they don't win, it's a shame. For it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game.
On the right note. Oh no!
I just can't have it.
Hey YouTube! You guys should join our beta. It's coming out on October 15th.
We don't do this regularly, but this is a special occasion because this game's going to be free, and we just want to let you guys know that.
And love
Don't
your
post
family
this.
as much.
Man, I never wake up early. Is this what I'm missing? Does just magic start to happen? I guess this is just what happens in the morning. You know, you work on a game for too long and you just start forgetting what the real world is like.
I am the snuggler.
Nothing like a bit of Tim and Eric while you're working on interfaces. Yep, just gets me going. So we're back from our trip and videos are a little late. A lot of what's left for the beta is basically things in the multiplayer mode. Like, for instance, what's the friends list gonna look like? You know, that's gotta be figured out. And similarly, the ladder, which is another word for leaderboard. The shop is going to be a big part of the beta too, and this is where we're going to be testing how players will unlock content. Because as you're playing matches, you're not just earning, you know, ranks and stuff. We're also keeping track of every block that you clear from the board, and that becomes sort of like a currency. And I'm playing around. The reason why these are the borders are different colors, and I have these little icons here. Like that's the profile picture icon. That's the block skin icon, and these borders match these buttons up here, so you can filter the shop. And this is subject to change, but that's kind of where I'm at right now. And you know, the prices aren't decided yet. The beta will not have any actual microtransactions activated. And I guess once I'm done with all the multiplayer UI, I'm going to go back to, you know, finishing some backgrounds. This is a work in progress. We actually used this at MetroCon, but it wasn't really finished. So I'm going to kind of give this one final little pass of love. So right now we're looking at, we're just planning some of the UI stuff that's going to be implemented. This button's been in this view for a long time, and we haven't really totally nailed down what it's even going to be.
We had like some ideas, and now that we're figuring out what we're capable of in the matchmaking engine, there's not too many things that need to be options. The thing is that, like, sometimes when you match, you're doing it through ranked or unranked, right? And then sometimes you invite a friend. Those are basically the 3 different types of online playing that you can do in our game, at least for the beta.
Right.
And when you invite a friend, sometimes that friend is going to be near you. And if that friend is near you, they might be on the same Wi-Fi. They might be on the same router, more specifically. or they might have their Bluetooth turned on or something like that. And if they do, we can actually use multi-peer connectivity is what they call it, where we can use your router or use Bluetooth to have what is basically a more stable connection between the devices.
So for the beta, if anything is going in there, it'll be that. It'll be just maybe something to do with the way you match with friends. A lot to do. Menus are
like
deceptively simple. That's just, you know, buttons, but it's like,
but what
you don't even know.
Yeah. What the user doesn't know is that it's not a menu until you've used it. None of it is self-explanatory.
Yeah, because it's all the work that goes into it that makes it seem easy.
Yeah.
It's like whenever you use a menu, you're using something that was heavily designed to be nice to use, and so it feels so easy to use because they work so hard on it that you think it's like, oh, it must be easy. This is the easy part.
So let's think about like how we do the scrolling when you're like picking a skin for your character, and you have to think like one of the most important parts about a scrolling menu is that let's find it. I've never seen you use your neck to hold your phone. That was amazing.
Yeah. Here, guys.
That's how he was holding the phone.
Vlogging. Hold on, I gotta find this menu.
So, like, if you look at something like scrolling and selecting a character or selecting a skin of what character you have selected, this kind of thing is extremely hard to get right. I just want to go into like one of the intricacies, like how do you guarantee that regardless of how many skins there are going to be, and regardless of the width of the window, that with all divided space in between skin slots, the leftmost division has the same exact pixel space as the rightmost division after you scroll maximum left and right. Should this be 75 by 90, which is what you're looking at here, or should this be 80 by 100? Like, I remember when we were even trying to figure out how big should the slot be. So it's all these little things. So Gabe's thing here shows like 8 different UIs for multiplayer. And then you have to exclude the shop, which would be the 9th one. But you have 3 on the top, 2 in the middle, and then you have 3 more at the bottom. But what's really kind of tricky about UI design when you're talking about like a whole scene, we would call the multiplayer area a scene, basically. And we have all these separate UIs within that scene. So we can start to figure out how we do transitions. There are 4 screens adjacent to the multiplayer view centerpiece, which is this. So like, let's say that you hit the ladder button and like it'll always go down because ladder is always facing up or something like that, if you can kind of see what I'm saying. And then if you're in the ladder and then like you press someone's name and it takes you to their profile, let's say profile was always to the left or something, or and then so that means that you would always move to the left after that. So like this would be where the ladder is, and this would be where the profile is. So if your camera was looking at the profile and then you pressed the ladder button, it would move you to the ladder. But instead of just moving you or like going into a fade in fade out screen, or fade out fade in this case, and then showing you the ladder, we could actually move your camera diagonally into the content of the ladder area and create this extremely dynamic experience in transitioning for the UI. So you would have a huge canvas of UI, but you're only seeing parts of it.
Yeah, no, it's a cool concept, which, you know, we haven't even, until this very moment, haven't considered. You know, we have all these views, but how do we move between them?
Yeah. Because the main thing that we want for the beta is the multiplayer experience. Like, we could miss out on a couple things and update the beta as it's going with anything that we missed.
Yeah.
But we can't. Like, we have to get the multiplayer stuff. So, in other words, would we rather have the matchmaking view or the shop view first? We gotta do the matchmaking view first.
Gamers like shopping, but they like gaming more.
Basically.
So
it's, you know, fairly simple to sort of figure these things out.
Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. No, don't sing it. So bad. I legit want to get a busking permit and go out and do that over an amplifier.